Hey everybody, this is Joseph Hamawi, and this is Real Estate Talk TV. This is episode 1, and a brief introduction. We plan to put this show out every Wednesday, hopefully between 4 and 5 p.m. every Wednesday. So please tune in if this is your first time watching the show. Please come back in every Wednesday between 4 and 5. We're hoping also to turn this into a podcast, so stay tuned as we announce that. But in the meantime, please like and subscribe here to our YouTube channel, and we'll have plenty of more episodes like this coming in the future. In these episodes, in this show, what we plan to do is talk about real estate. We're going to talk about real estate in general, but with a little bit more of a focus on real estate investing, which is what I specialize in. I'm in the Jacksonville market, Jacksonville, Florida market, and I focus on mostly turnkey buy and hold real estate investment. So we're going to talk primarily about real estate investing within the buy and hold sphere. However, we are going to talk about other forms of real estate investing as well, and just real estate in general and different topics which are trending. I hope also to bring on guests onto the show for some interviews and hopefully share some tips and tricks with you. If you have questions that you'd like answered on the show, please send them in. You can email me or just put them in the comments below, and we'll get to those questions hopefully on one of the shows. So without further ado, there's 3 topics that I'd like to talk about today. The first one is Zillow made a bombshell announcement last week that they plan to start flipping houses. So there are going to be certain markets in the United States, I believe Nevada is one of them, where Zillow is going to open up an option on their website that's going to allow people to click for a quick cash offer, and then Zillow would then purchase the home. Now, there's been a lot of talk about this possibly ruining the market for real estate investors, making it difficult for investors to get deals, because now people will have the brand name Zillow to be able to turn to, and some real estate agents are also getting a little bit scared about this. How's that going to affect the real estate market for agents? Now, my thoughts on this, I've spoken to quite a few people and gotten a couple different perspectives, and my thoughts on this is that it's not really going to change the market for us. It seems to be that there are already companies similar to Zillow offering similar options. There's one I believe called like Open Door in Nevada, and they are already offering these options, and it's not been a very successful venture for them, in that a lot of the people are complaining with these very high fees. It looks like they're probably going to charge something about like 7% fees on top in order to do this, and there's no customer service, there's no relationship. So, with us as real estate agents, and when you're working with real estate investors, a lot of times a real estate investor who is coming to a normal consumer, a normal homeowner, what they're trying to do is they're not really, trying to steal the house and make a lot of money, but really what we as real estate investors look at is we're trying to solve problems. People have real estate problems, they don't have solutions, and sometimes going to an agent isn't the right solution for them. But with the help of a real estate investor, a lot of times, we're able to solve their problems, and that's what we're trying to do. So I think that initially we're going to see a little bit of a dip in our market as Zillow does kind of move in and take a lot of the business up front, where there's a lot of excitement around it. But I think in the long term, it's not going to be very successful, and you can see how the results were in the stock market. Zillow took a dip when they made that announcement, so it doesn't seem like many other people are also excited about this. It doesn't look like it's a very good move for them, especially since Zillow has been opening into many different areas of real estate and they haven't been very successful. You can see what the results were when they went into the mortgage industry. So different things are going to be happening now in real estate. I think that while the Zillow thing is not going to necessarily alter our market that much, I think it's indicative of some heavy changes that are hitting the real estate market now, and we need to adapt to these changes and really start harnessing the power of technology and harnessing the power of the internet and what it's how it's changing the relationships between how we reach our consumers. So I think that's going to be a big deal, and that's something I'd like to talk about more on this show. The next thing I want to talk about was there was an article that was floated around where in Forbes.com had wrote an article about the top markets to watch in 2017, and Jacksonville, Florida, which is my market, was listed on there. Since then, we've had a ton of interest all over 2017. I've had a ton of phone calls, a ton of messages, emails, all over the place. People have been reaching out to find out more information of how they can make some money investing in Jacksonville. And I just want to put this out there because a lot of the people who have reached out have been, my type of clients, which are buy and hold investors who are looking to renovate homes. They want to purchase homes, renovate them, and put a renter in. And a lot of times they're out of state or, foreign investors. And that's really my specialty. That's what I work with, is primarily out of state investors and foreign investors who want to invest in Jacksonville but aren't really looking at the turnkey companies. They want a little bit more control and customization and more of a concierge service. So that's what I'm offering. But I do get a lot of calls of people that are out of state or out of the country and they're looking to flip houses. And that to me seems a little bit absurd in that, we'd love to help you, and as much as I would love to help them and everybody else would love to help them, the reality is that if you're looking to flip a house, you need a really good deal. It has to be a lot of equity built into that deal for it to make sense as a flip. And if you're already out of state and trying to manage this from afar and you're not going to be involved in the process at all, you really want to just put money in and flip a house, it's very, very difficult for you to be able to do that because most of the good deals that are going around are going to be swooped up already by locals. And it's usually going to be people that aren't working with an agent or aren't, going through a wholesaler, but it's, let's say the wholesaler themselves trying to flip the houses. So I would just caution you that while there are these articles going around saying that Jacksonville and other markets are really hot right now, and they are, I think that if you're trying to flip, you should probably try to stay in a local market, somewhere where you can be close by, or you can go into one of these out-of-state markets, but I would recommend that you do the marketing on your own if you really want to get some good deals, because the people who are reaching out to agents like myself and some other agents that I know who are handling them, for the most part, it's going to be very difficult for us to provide you with these deals. So I think that that article is very accurate, and I think it drew a lot of interest to Jacksonville, and I'm really excited about that. I think in the buy and hold industry, we're seeing a takeoff, especially with turnkey in Jacksonville is huge. Some companies recently came to the Jacksonville market, like Morris Invest came here, and that was huge. It was blowing up within the investor blogs, and I really do see a lot of interest coming into Jacksonville, and what that's going to actually affect is that we're actually seeing a little bit of a dip in returns. This year, I'm seeing about a point less on our returns typically moving forward as the competition is picking up and up and up as more and more investors are pouring into our market. So it's time. It's still time. You can still invest in Jacksonville and make some money, but I would just caution you in saying that probably this is a better market if you're trying to do buy and hold or turnkey investing, but maybe not so much if you're trying to do flipping if you're an out-of-state investor. I think leave the flipping to the locals or the bigger guys who are going to be able to handle the marketing themselves. The last thing that I want to talk about was new investors. We've had a lot of new investors reach out who are talking about they wanted to do, to buy a property that they could rent out to cover the mortgage, taxes, HOA, and everything else, and cash flow a little bit. And they're wondering if this is a market where that can be accomplished. And the answer, in short, is yes, that can be accomplished here in Jacksonville, and we are seeing pretty decent returns for the most part here in Jacksonville for people who are looking for rental properties. So definitely, if you want to invest, you're looking at getting into investing, this is the time to do it. This is a market to do it, and it's just a question of reaching out to an agent like myself and other agents in the area, property managers and local investors, and just kind of get an idea of what will work best for you, make up a good strategy, make up a good plan, and create a team. Once you have a good team on the ground, you have good people that you can work with, and you understand the market, you understand where to go. I think, get a little bit educated, prep your team, get your bank account ready. If you're going to do an LLC, make sure your LLC is ready, get your proof of funds, get your pre-approval letter, get everything ready, and then it's time to pull the trigger. I think right now is the time to do that. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please do me a favor and like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and if you have any other questions, just put them in the comments below, and hopefully I'll get to them in one of the next shows. Thank you so much, and have a great day, guys.